Hi, this is Mike from Practical Jobs to be Done. Recently, I wrote a blog post called the PMF Paradox, where I suggested that product market fit was a lagging indicator and that maybe a better indicator was potential market fit that we can assess using the Jobs to be Done framework. And I went into a long comparison of the various approaches or the various points in PMF and did a comparison to the jobs to be done approach, basically a counter-argument. So what I'd like to do today is go through that first area called market approach. So the PMF view emphasizes identifying large existing markets with current needs. My first counter-argument is that you should define markets by jobs to be done, not existing product categories. Jobs to be done fundamentally redefines how we conceptualize markets. Instead of segmenting markets based on product categories or demographic characteristics, jobs to be done focuses on the underlying job that customers are trying to accomplish. This shift in perspective allows companies to identify opportunities that transcend traditional market boundaries. For example, instead of seeing a market for smartphones, jobs to be done might identify a market for communicating with others while on the go. And this is only one market that a smartphone platform can enable. For example, tasks on the go, scheduling on the go, news on the go, music on the go, etc. This job-centric definition opens up possibilities for innovative solutions that may not fit neatly into existing product categories, but directly assess the core customer need. Customer-centric market view. All industries drive to zero. I don't know who said that, but it has stuck with me because it's true. Entrenched incumbents tend to milk their customer base by adding features for cohorts of lead users. Users that do not represent the vast majority of the market. As a result, these companies add cost and complexity to an existing product that either severely overserves the market or misses non-traditional competitors who are threatening to make them irrelevant. It's one thing to say you listen to customers, but are you listening to the right customers? Are you listening to them in the right context? These are important questions that are answered by jobs to be done practitioners. Customer centricity has very little to do with the customer. It has everything to do with helping a group of people, customers and non-customers, get a job done completely, effectively, and quickly on a single platform. Most products only get a small part of that job done. A stable innovation framework. Many, if not most of you, have been part of corporate environments that are so busy keeping up with their day-to-day that they lose sight of what's important. You have to chase constant change because the competition, the visible competition, never gives up. Meanwhile, all of you are failing to see potential threats from non-traditional competitors who are operating in an adjacent step or mini job because you don't see that higher context objective of customers. These threats can be scavengers. They see emergent technology that may have been developed by someone else and exploit it. This is what happened to Kodak. They developed digital photography but couldn't allow their film and processing business to be disrupted. Creative mavericks. These people just think differently about how things could be. They refuse to live within the constraints of current business models and find ways to deliver services in a completely new way that unbinds them from the constraints of incumbents. Airbnb and Uber come to mind. They get the same job done as their counterparts, but they address more scenarios in a broader job context for service provision and are scalable due to their freedom from investing in expensive physical assets. They simply utilize excess capacity from idle asset owners like you and me. Cross-industry insights. Let's talk about non-traditional competitors. If you're focused on making circular saws, who are your competitors? Other circular saw makers? Sure. But also hand saws and other contraptions you can use that are less automatic or more capable, such as a miter saw. While Bosch was able to gain a foothold in the North American circular saw market over 20 years ago using a jobs-to-be-done study, there is only so much value you can eke out of these studies once the value gaps around current solutions begin to disappear. So what do? The first thing we can do is look at related jobs. They're extremely powerful indicators that adjacencies exist around the current jobs a circular saw enables. This is a first step in elevating your thinking to a higher context. Take all of these related jobs and attempt to organize them using the 8 to 9 universal phases of jobs to be done, and those are define, locate, prepare, confirm, execute, monitor, modify, resolve, and conclude. Once you've done that, you can ask yourself, do these represent steps in a higher context job? And how would I describe that job? The answer to those questions will take you to a higher plane of existence. When you go through the exercise of identifying all of the brands playing in those spaces, those are your non-traditional competitors operating in different parts of the higher context job. Since customers like solutions that get the entire job done on a single platform, you need to ask yourself, do I need to stop thinking in terms of my current solution? Effort-focused marketing. Traditional market sizing requires that there be a solution, a real or estimated number of users, and a price that people are willing to pay or currently paying. In a real scenario, a new entrant into an existing market needs to assume they can steal customers or that they somehow can attract non-consumers. Usually a disruption play and not an existing market. Many times that's at the expense of price, since non-consumers are either overwhelmed by features and complexity relative to their need, or they can't afford the solution given what it can provide them. Let's focus on the hammer market. How large is that? How many people use hammers? What is the average price? As an innovator, is that how we want to assess your potential? Probably not. Yet that's what venture capitalists seem to promote, since PMF is broadly defined in terms of existing markets for some strange reason. A better way to innovate and also calculate potential market size is to rid yourself of product think. Instead, think in terms of how you're going to help a group of people, potential customers, get a job done better than before. Ideally, you take your gaze up a level and look at the related objectives they have and design a solution or platform that helps them achieve all of those objectives without having to cobble things together like they're doing today. Looking at the hammer is the wrong lens. Understanding that they might be constructing something, a deck, a closet, a house, is the proper lens, because if you can provide a solution, building a house that uses fewer people, requires less expertise, and requires fewer tools and resources, you just might find the breakthrough innovation. How many people would value such a platform? How much would they be willing to pay? How frequently do they build houses? Yes, this is a much better way to size your opportunities.